Hello there. We are back in sunny Southern California for the Tour de Murrieta, which is a 2-day Omnium. Stage 1 is a rectangle criterium, and we are going into the last 3 laps. I have 2 teammates off the front in a breakaway, and there is a stage 2 rider up and with them. That is a breakaway attempt from the pack trying to bridge up, which stage 2 riders and my team, the Evoke Masters Racing, is going to cover. Essentially what you do is when you get a breakaway that's established, you block by passively, I call it passively blocking, and that's where you let people try to chase. If they want to try to bring it back, you let them. You don't try to run them into curbs, you don't try to slow them down. That's not blocking, that's illegal. So the trick is to let, like this guy's going off the front right now, he's going to put a dig in and try to bring him back. Well, good for him. You know, that's how you race your bike. He doesn't want to sit in and wait for a sprint. He wants to go and try to bridge up to the breakaway. So we can choose to either bring him back and follow him, or we can let him go. I didn't think he was going to make it, so we let him go. But my teammates, as you can see right here, say, nope, we're going after him. And so they jump to go after him. I'm just going to roll up on the chase group right here just because since it is an Omnium, I want to make sure that I am in a good position for the sprint because it's 2 days and all of your points accumulate. And so the higher placing I get today, the more points I get to carry over into tomorrow, and then that counts for the overall. So I got about 33 people entered this race. Most of them are behind us. I'm just trying to stay, as we're getting towards the last 2 laps here, I want to make sure that I'm towards the front. Stage 2 guys are going to realize here real quickly that their guy in the break had been dropped and my teammates are up the road by themselves. So then they have to go to the front and start chasing. Unfortunately, it was only 2 laps to go and it doesn't leave them a whole lot of time to bring them back. But they do their best. You know, they send the 2 Jims, Jim Robbins and Jim Stark, go off the front. You're going to see them come by me about right now. And they go chasing after to do what they can within 2 laps. That's Dennis King. So Dennis King goes off the front. He tries to bridge up. And the stage 2 rider immediately jumps on his wheel. We decide to let them go. Because the guy that's in the front right now, who ended up being a really strong rider, just slowly reels back pretty much every break attempt that went up the road leading up until the last break. I think he just did too much work. The poor guy had no teammates, but kudos to him. He's super strong. He rode like a beast. So here goes the 2 stage 2 riders, the 2 Jims, Jim 1 and Jim 2 going off the front. So I'm going to just tag along with them because if they catch my teammates, then I'll be fresh for the sprint. If they don't catch them, then I'll just be ready for the pack sprint. So either way, I don't want to let these 2 get up the road because they would both be a factor tomorrow in the Omnium. About halfway down this straightaway, you're going to see Artemio was the stage 2 rider that was up in the break with my 2 teammates, John Slover and Andrew Knuckles. So I'm going to roll up behind these guys here. And then Jim goes off by himself. Jim Robbins took him about as far as he could, full gas. And now Jim Stark is going to try to bridge up. You can kind of see our teammates. They are wearing purple, kind of up in front of us there. Jim sees them, which gives him a little bit of a carrot. He looks back to see who's going to help him and sees it's me, and he knows that I'm not going to help him because that's my teammates. And so he puts a good hard dig in. As you can see, this is a really long straightaway from turn 4 to the finish. It's at least 500 or 600 meters. There's the start-finish line. And this is bell lap. We got 1 lap to go. At this point, I decided all I'm doing right now is giving all the sprinters behind me a lead out. So I just let Jim roll up the front. One, because he's a friend. So if he stays off, great. We've still got our 2 guys up the road. They're not going to get caught. And my plan was I'll let some guys come by me. There goes Dave Holland, my teammate. So he's going to go and string it out. And I'll let a few guys fill in here so that I have some people to hide behind, because I know how long that sprint is, and I just don't want to be on the front giving everybody the perfect lead out. So I'm just going to sit back and get a little bit of a breather here. David's doing a hard pull up the backside. We've got 2 turns to go and then a long drag race sprint to the finish. I've got a couple of guys behind me that are good sprinters too, that are just licking their chops ready to jump. So I get behind Aaron Levin here. I just take the inside line because there's a guy to my right and I didn't want to cut him off, so I stayed as close to the inside as I could. And I wait a little bit longer and then I jump right here, probably a little bit too soon. So I start my sprint and I look to my left and I think it's my teammate Bart coming, but then I realized it wasn't. It was Scotty Cochran from Monster. And so I had to dig as deep as I've ever dug before in a sprint because it was so long. And then I finally pulled ahead and was able to hold them off. So our team went 1, 2, and 3. John Slover got first, Andrew Knuckles second, and then me third. And I lost my camera. So going into the race tomorrow in the circuit race, I did a big long lead out for John, and he ended up winning tomorrow's stage as well and wins the overall Omnium, and then I get second. So it ended up being a really fun weekend for our team. Thanks for watching. I'm going to let a little bit play here so that we can hear the interview.
We're really worried about all those guys. Everybody's really strong in this 50+ race.
Yeah, very, very well played. We're talking to John Slover right now, today's champion in stage 1. Congratulations. Woo! Yeah, Slover, you've been around for a while, always been a stud. And look at Sean Bagley, one of the happiest guys out here is right, your teammate.
Awesome, man. Happy for you. My homies right here.
Yeah. So yeah, there's some synergy here, right? Knuckles got his win in 2020, Bagley's got his. So now you're coming with a 3-headed monster. Bart Clifford, he's coming back. So the team is looking very solid right now. So congratulations.
Thank you guys. I couldn't have done it without you guys. There's no way.
We want to get a team picture at the podium. We're going to do it right away.
Yeah, let's do it.
Where's the podium?
Where's the podium, Dave?
Yeah, so we're going to try to get the podium shortly. So yes, it's over there on the left side.
We're going to the podium right now, right across from the start-finish line. Jason's going to get it all dialed up. He's got a couple briefs to give away, and then we'll do podium right away. Need the entire Evo team to the podium for the podium picture.
Evo, Serious Cycling, what a beautiful kit and what a beautiful display put on by those gentlemen right there. It was a precarious moment, and they shed that rider and figured it out. A clinic. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, buddy.